The Woody Lynch Show.
I have another great episode of The Woody Lynch Show ready for you this week. It is a hodgepodge. So many things in this episode are all over the place. I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet. I have songs. I have calls. I have tips and trips and songs that I've written, and another episode of Santa and Elton, The Misadventures of Santa and Elton. I'm done with this intro. We've got to get to the meat of the episode. Let's go. Everybody out there in podcast world or radio world or however you listen to this on Spotify, Apple, maybe the website, maybe Twitter, X marks the spot. So I've got a hodgepodge today for you. That's going to be wonderful in my opinion. It may not be as grandiose as the Christmas AI special of a couple weeks ago. It's going to be hard to live up to that show. And I knew that doing it. I knew that once I recorded that and had all of those magnificent guest stars on there, that just the next few episodes are going to be like, blah. Like, what are we doing? Or why even try to top that? Maybe we should just do a once a year Christmas special. Maybe that's the way we should do this, but that's not the way sponsorships work. That's not the way revenue works. That's not the way commercials work. You got to keep the train moving. And that's what we're doing. We're moving on. We're going to go to the next special soon. I've got some pretty cool things in store. And listen, I'm not discounting this episode. I don't want you to sit there and hit the fast forward button or skip to next episode because listen, there's some great Salisbury steak in this commercial. I mean, that in this episode, it's not a commercial. It is a commercial for me. I've let the cat out the bag. I'll let the cat out the tree. Speaking of cats, so yes, I don't know if you've heard the scuttlebutt on Twitter or X. Or in my few followers on Instagram. I don't have many. I would love more. I don't know if you heard this or seen me post about it, but I have, in fact, written a few parody songs. So one little thing about me, I'm a pretty laid back, kind of silly guy, I would like to think. And I love parody songs. I love Weird Al. I love those Christmas time songs that like Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I love the fun songs. Some of them I can't stand, I'm going to be honest with you, but some I actually like. So I wanted to try my hand at it. I wanted to try writing some fun Christmas cheer this year. And I did it. I've written 3 songs. 2 have been recorded as of the recording of this episode today. And I have them to put in this episode for you to hear. First, breaking news in this episode. And then if you love it, you like the songs, they are available on Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music. You can go listen to them. I have them under the Woody Land Show, and I will share the names in the description. But I wanted you to hear it here first, folks. In case you hadn't seen those posts, I wanted you to listen to my first one. We're going to go to a music break right now, and it is called The 12 Days of Techmas. 12 Days of Techmas. And the reason I wrote that was because I was in a tech mood. I was on Twitter X. God dog it, Elon. I was on X a lot, searching through, and I was like, this is 12 Days of Christmas. It's ripe for parody songwriting. So what did I do? I said, let me see what I can do with this. So let's listen to 12 Days of Techmas. Yeah, let's listen to that. And if you like it, again, I got it out there. You can listen to it. You can make a playlist. I've got a third on the way. Third song. I don't want to spoil it. I might save it for another episode. But let's listen to 12 Days of Techmas.
And now here's a little something in the Christmas spirit for the fans of the Woody Land Show. Take it away, boys. On the first day of Christmas, social media gave to me a cute little meme of a cat in a Christmas tree. On the second day of Christmas, YouTube showed to me 2 vloggers fighting and a meme of a cat in a Christmas tree. On the third day of Christmas, Twitter, now X, brought to me 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that meme of the cat that's in the Christmas tree. Christmas. Instagram shared with me. Ford food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that meme of the cat that's still stuck in that tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, Elon Musk sent to me 5 self-driving cars. Oh yeah. 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that meme of the cat in the Christmas tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, TikTok made me see 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. Thank you, Elon. 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that cat is still stuck in that Christmas tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, Netflix streamed to me 7 shows of binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. Hey, where are we going? 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that damn cat's still stuck in that Christmas tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my iPhone did reveal to me 8 apps updating, 7 shows up binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. Why are we going so fast? 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and a meme of a cat. Guess where? That's right. On the 9th day of Christmas, online shopping brought to me 9 gadgets charging, 8 apps updating, 7 shows up binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. Hey, how do you stop this thing? 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that poor cat's still stuck in that Christmas tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, Spotify played for me 10 playlists looping, 9 gadgets charging, 8 apps updating, 7 shows up binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. Now we're stopping all of a sudden. 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and that cat, you know where he is. On the 11th day of Christmas, AI showed to me 11 deepfakes talking, 10 playlists looping, 9 gadgets charging, 8 apps updating, 7 shows up binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars were parked at the charging station. 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and will somebody please get that cat out of my tree? On the 12th day of Christmas, my Alexa did decree 12 prime orders shipping, 11 deepfakes talking, 10 playlists looping, 9 gadgets charging, 8 apps updating, 7 shows up binging, 6 TikToks trending, 5 self-driving cars. I don't know where they are. They're going down the street by themselves. 4 food pics flexing, 3 trolls are tweeting, 2 vloggers fighting, and a meme of a cat in a Christmas tree. Here, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. Come on, kitty.
I didn't want to hype it up too much. I'm beginning to wonder if that song will, in fact, eventually top Mariah Carey at Christmas time. I'm wondering. I'm beginning to. I don't want to believe the hype around it, around that song, around the, on how it just brings families together around the tree and, eating turkey at the table and they're listening to 12 Days of Techmas. And I don't know. I've got a feeling, everybody, it might give Mariah a run for the Queen of Christmas. This song might dethrone her. It might. I don't want to hype it up too much. I don't want to put any pressure on it. I don't, but I just know that it is bringing goodwill and cheer to everyone that listens to it. And it brought so much goodwill and cheer that I decided to do a second song because I was in I had an overflow of parody energy flowing through me after watching Ernest Saves Christmas, which, if you have not seen that yet this Christmas season, I encourage you to go back and do so. Please finish this episode. Let the commercials run in this episode so that I'll make a couple of cents, a couple of dollars. But as soon as that, go and listen to those songs on Spotify of mine so I can make a couple more cents. But then after that, go to YouTube and watch some of my videos and subscribe, because I would like to be able to monetize some stuff. But after those things, I encourage you to go sit around with your family and watch Ernest Saves Christmas. Or if your family's not in town and you don't have one, you're flying solo, it's still a great movie. You don't need people around to enjoy that movie. It's a great movie. So I enjoyed that movie so much, it put me in a lighthearted mood. I wrote 12 Days of Texmas that you just heard. Hope you enjoyed it. I wrote another one. I was in a Johnny Cash mood. So I wrote Jingle Bells. I don't know why I came from Bells. It just kind of hit me. I just did it. So here's my second Christmas parody single of the season. I hope you enjoy.
Dashing through the snow in a beat-up Chevrolet. O'er the streets we go, laughing all the way. Horns on taxis blare, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a slightly off-key song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, traffic swells, parking is a pain. Oh, what fun it is to run for the last bus in the rain. Hey, jingle bells, dinner smells, burnt it all away. Oh, what fun it is to try to salvage Christmas Day. Now the in-laws are all here, and the house is rather small. We talk and laugh and cheer, but there's no room at all. Dinner's on the table, the turkey's kinda dry, but the moonshine's flowing freely, so no one really minds. Oh, jingle bells, mixed cocktails, uncle's had too many. Oh, what fun it is to hide the eggnog and the sherry. Hey, jingle bells, grandma tells stories from her youth. Oh, what fun to hear again her slightly altered truths. When the night is done and the kids are all asleep, we tidy up the mess and we pile it in a heap. In our cozy beds, we finally lay our heads and dream of quiet New Year's Eves, but plan for this all over again. Oh, jingle bells, what the hell, we love this crazy day. Oh, what fun it is to live this wild holiday. Hey, jingle bells, the story tells of our family's way. Oh, what joy in all the chaos of our Christmas holiday. Oh, what joy in all the chaos of our Christmas holiday. Merry Christmas!
What if these two songs single-handedly took over the Christmas parody charts? Maybe not this year, because you kind of got to build up the hype. But what about next year? Like, what if? Let's dream together, because like these songs bring families together. They send goodwill out into the world. So I hope you enjoy listening to them. I enjoy writing them. I thought they were funny. I thought they were. I write stuff for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope everybody enjoys it, but ultimately makes me giggle. That's why I do it. I do have a third one that is currently being recorded that should be released hopefully this week. Now, this third one, I'm going to be honest with you. This third one pretty much hits my personality to a T. These first two ones were great. You can never beat the first. 12 Days of Techmas. I put some pop culture in there, put some Elon references, put some book stuff in there. Jingle Bells, that is more of a traditional family fun time parody. I reference some family stuff, not my personal family stuff, just some general stereotypes. Well, maybe some families, maybe some personal. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you to think about. But this third one, Listen, I am combining in this third one the season of Christmas, which I love, and the season of Halloween that I love. The kind of fun part of Halloween. I'm combining them in a mashup. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I want you to hear it. I want you to be surprised. But this one's good. It would be amazing if we held the charts from September through December with this next song when it's released. It becomes the Halloween anthem and it becomes a Christmas anthem. That had never been done before. It's never been done. I think we could do it. I think the Woody Land show, if there's going to be any show out there that can do it, this has the potential to do it. It has the potential. So listen, if you like those two songs, those two that you just heard, I would love for you to add it on Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to music, wherever you have a subscription. You can listen to it on the YouTube channel at Woodyland Productions. That would be amazing. If you subscribed, I put everything up on there pretty much. You'll see a bunch of other stuff. You'll see some cartoons. We have another episode of The Misadventures of Santa and Elfton. Episode 2 is officially out. That is, I mean, this episode might, I don't know if it'll surpass the Ernest episode because that one was near and dear to me. It might be a close second to the Christmas AI special. Just saying. Because this one is so much breaking news that I can hardly contain it. Episode 2 of The Misadventures of Santa and Elfton is officially out on our YouTube channel. I'm not going to play the audio here like I did last time. That was a one-time treat for y'all. That was a one-time surprise. But it's funny. It's really funny. This one actually had to go through a slight edit. I'll spoil it. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back. So this one that just got released, you'll see that Santa is upgrading Rudolph's nose to a fusion reactor, right? And as you obviously can tell that I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. Like that's the writing on that show, I just love everything about it. So Santa and Elfton is clearly I'm being inspired clearly by Rick and Morty. But Santa is upgrading Rudolph's fusion reactor nose. Well, it's now a fusion reactor. And an incident happens at the end of the episode. Well, in doing my focus group studying, showing it to my wife late at night after it was done, I said, hey, listen, you want to watch this? I got a bit of feedback. Mr. Rudolph at the end, in my mind, he survived the explosion, which if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert. But being the animal lover she is, she pointed out to me that we need to see Rudolph at the end to know that he survived. So, folks, you'll see a little clip at the end, a little wink at the camera, know that he's doing just fine. He made it. This hasn't been the first experiment Santa has done on this poor thing, but he made it. So if you love animals, even crudely animated animals, Rudolph is fine. Santa and Elfton are fine. Everybody is fine. Everybody will be fine from every episode. Nobody will ever actually die. It is the Family Guy effect that they will come back like nothing happened the next episode. Don't worry. And so you may also remember that this is going back. We're rewinding a tad bit. All right. So you may remember that I opened up a hotline to the show. Okay. So, and by a hotline, I mean, I opened up a number that you can leave a voicemail to talk about the show, to like, if you disagree, you agree, you just want to leave a whatever, like you just want to leave me a message to read on air or just a funny voicemail that I can play. I'm game for whatever. Honestly, if you just want to call, leave a message, then that's fine. That's what the number is there for. Okay. So I set this number up, right? Just so you know, so you can record it now. 540-425-0596. That's 540-425-0596. That's the number you can call. Call the show, leave a voicemail, I'll play. I'm getting some random voicemails on the show, right? Random. So what I'll probably do is put them in the episode, but then I might release them separately because I'm getting some crazy stuff. And it's magnificent and it's wonderful. I don't want to stop. But it's kind of out there. I'm not going to lie. I don't know who this dude is, who he thinks he is. He sounds pretty legit though. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So I got some random voicemails I'm gonna play for you. They call this number and let the voicemail. I would encourage you to do the same. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Maybe you have tips and trips and theories for me. Enjoy some calls from the hotline.
Hey, my name is Kevin Dinkle. I was a Hollywood fight coordinator back in the day. So basically from like the late 70s to the mid 90s, if there was a fight in a movie, there was like a 50% chance I had a hand in it, or an elbow, or a foot. That's a little fight choreographer's humor. Anyway, yeah, I came up with a good bunch of guys. My best friend Pat and I did a couple of movies. You could say, maybe you heard of them. Roadhouse, Red Dawn, Ghost. People won Oscars for that movie. Anyway, but I could tell you stories about Pat day in, day out. But I want to talk about a couple other guys I came up with. My friends Tommy, Harry. We were just clowning around Hollywood, late 70s, and we'd be crashing at each other's houses and stealing each other's girlfriends back and forth. And anyway, so Tommy really wasn't hitting on all cylinders at that point. He was like coming into 80-ish. And then he catches fire. And he calls me up and says, I got like two big offers. One is a cop show, private eye show in Hawaii. And I'm like, take it. Take that one, Tommy, right? I don't want to hear what else you got. Just take it. He goes, no, the other one's a big budget archaeology movie. And I'm like, no, I'm already bored. I'm snoozing. Archaeology? No. Take the cop show in Hawaii. So he does. TV show. And that's great. And then Harry's like, you won't believe this. I was second up for this role in an archaeology movie, and looks like I'm going to get it. And I'm like, take it for you, Harry, because you're a big sci-fi star and you're blowing up with the sci-fi stuff, but your character is playing second fiddle to a mopey blonde and a couple of robots and like a Bigfoot knockoff who's your buddy. So take the archaeology movie, you'll be the star of that one, and then you'll be somebody. So it all worked out for everybody. Tommy got his TV show, Harry got his movie, and I can say that I played a decisive role in making sure you got Magnum PI with a mustache and Indiana Jones without one. So yeah, that's my story. I got 8 million more where that came from. Hey, this is Kevin Dinkle, retired Hollywood fight coordinator and still very much current 7th degree grandmaster of Karate. People have been begging me to talk about my relationship with Chuck, as I'm sure everyone's always asking him about Kevin Dinkle. I want to set the record straight. Yes, when I was coming up, Chuck was a little older, and so he taught me a few things. Does that make him my mentor? Well, credit where credit is due. Yeah, he showed me some moves, and I showed him in return plenty. So where some people call that a mentor, I just call that even, right? Lots of folks say lots of stuff about Chuck, so I'm going to address a few and set the record straight. One I see all the time. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he has never cried. Both of those statements are patently false, and I would know, right? Another one, I'm reading it here. Chuck Norris does not own a stove, oven, or microwave because revenge is a dish best served cold. Not even remotely true. Been to his house. I've been to several of his houses. They all have usual stuff in his kitchens, and you can't get him to shut up about his grill. Middle of winter, nobody brings up the grill. He does, right? And the last one, the chief export of Chuck Norris is pain. Again, Not accurate. Chief export is shameless self-promotion followed by, screwing your friends over. Yeah. People always say he's got a beef with me. Well, beef is a two-way street, and he didn't have much of a beef with me when he begged me to come in and save season 3, episodes 5 through 14 of Walker, Texas Jackwagon, or whatever that show was. You remember that old commercial, "Where's the beef? Ask Chuck." Okay, I feel like I've been, talking a lot, but in the end, I'm not going to say anything bad about Chuck. I found my Lord and Savior on November 2nd, 1998, and so I forgive those who trespass against me, and I turn the other cheek just like the Prince of Peace, right? When you mess with my friends, that's a different story. And so for what you did to you-know-who when he was at his lowest, Chuck Norris, you can kiss my big, fat, flying side blade kick.
There you have it, folks. Here we go. Right off the hotline. Fresh out of the voicemail inbox. Some calls for you. Feel free to call and leave a message. I would love to hear from you. And when my third song releases, I will be sure to let you know. In the meantime, I would love it. I'm more active on X. Got it that time. So I would love for you to go follow me on there because that's my platform of choice. I post a lot about the show. I post a lot about just randomness. And you can follow me there at Woody G. Watts. Comment about the podcast. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you listen to the Woody Land Show, if you heard the Christmas special and it changed your life, I would love a testimonial about that. I think that would really go a long way for spreading some Christmas cheer. And if you so feel moved, if you listen to the music and it moved you and it brought you and your family closer together, then please call the number and let me know, because that's just joy that it's a gift that keeps on giving, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, folks. So there you have it. I got a couple songs out. 12 Days of Techmas, Jingle Bells, and I've got one more coming out. I'm not going to spoil it. I do not want to give the title away yet. You'll know when it releases. But please go to Spotify, listen to those songs, and then go to our YouTube page, my YouTube page. I keep saying my YouTube page at Woody Land Productions. Watch episode 2 of The Misadventures of Santa and Elfton. Episode 1 is out. Episode 2 is out now. There will be, rumor has it, there will be a third one for this season released before Christmas. So before Christmas, I'm going to have the gift of one more Misadventures of Santa and Elfton this year. It's the biggest episode yet of the 3. It has more scenes. It is the most animated, the most voices, sound effects, honestly, everything. So we're going to end it on a high note, 2023 with this, and then 2024 got a couple other productions coming up I thought I'd share with you. I'm going to finally dive into a project that I started working on this past summer called That Cryptid Show, which each episode kind of does a little deep dive into well-known cryptids. And by cryptids, I mean like Nessie, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Yeti, stuff like that. There's those oddball creatures that you hear about. I love talking about them. I love researching them. I love doing artwork with them. I love just whatever. So this past summer, we started on this little show. I was going to be in it, just a little behind the scenes. But then I decided not to be. I may be. I don't know. We may do some, be on camera. But I did like a little test and was going to do it all live action. But then I decided I think I'm going to have an animated host on it. So I think I'm going to change it up and start working on that early January. We've got about 10 episodes planned. It's going to be like a hybrid. Y'all remember Alien News Desk on Comedy Central? It didn't last that long. It lasted this season. Something like that, where I have a host talking about the cryptid, and then I'll do like an actual deep dive. And then my father's making a cameo in the episodes, where we have Graham's Cryptic Kitchen, where I think it was July. I can't remember. This summer, we went to the Watts homestead up in the mountains, up in the beautiful Central Virginia, Amherst County region. And he was out in the middle of the woods, and we were cooking cryptid dinners, just whatever was inspired by that week's cryptid. We filmed a bunch. He's making an appearance in there. I'll have some other stuff in there. So it should be a pretty fun show on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited to finally start working on it. I've got the character done, the main host. Got that done. Got the voice. Got some of the deep dives. So the pieces are coming together. So I'm excited. We got a lot of production coming up. And that's on top of the actual marketing agency business that provides the mortgage payment for our household. So on top of these fun projects, we are doing some amazing marketing projects with some new clients. We're doing some cool stuff for some HVAC companies with a mascot, superhero mascot. We have another mascot. Somehow we have morphed into the mascot agency, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite phase so far that we're kind of going into, because I love animation. I love characters, and I think everybody out there needs a little bit of happiness. When you see a commercial, you need to smile a little bit. You need to have a little giggle. It needs to just make you feel good. Everything doesn't need to be this emotional, scar you for life type of commercial that tugs at your heartstrings. Sometimes you just want to see bright colors and know if there's a special going on, and there you go. So we have some pretty cool stuff. We're working on this cool mascot. I'll let the cat out of the bag of the Woodyland show just for my loyal listeners, handful of listeners. I love you. Thank you so much. It's a wolf. It's going to be great. Never done a wolf before. This is my first wolf. He's a cool wolf. We're nailing down the name. I got a couple cool names we're gonna float around, but you'll be able to see him in our area soon. It's for a car dealership, car group. They have multiple dealerships, which is awesome. So you're going to see him at a couple locations, but I'm excited about that. In the meantime, though, if you're a fan of HVAC or need HVAC in our area, we came up with this concept called Breezy. And it is a blend of like hot and cold. With the owner, they led the way. They were like, hey, we kind of want to morph this. The hot and cold, we do this and this. Water, they do plumbing now. So we came up with this cool little character, Breezy. I don't know how to describe it other than it's like this little ball of energy. And we've been plugging him in everything, and seems to be going pretty well. And of course, the OG mascot for our company that we did for our streaming station called Grove Street FM is Grover the Otter. He's my favorite. Like, we've got so many projects coming up this year. I'm actually morphing, not taking him away, but if you go to Grove Street FM, we created this streaming channel where we do all of our local podcasts and we do local sports, and it's actually just morphed into this kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty amazing to see its growth. But I needed that identifiable thing in it to connect with people and for people to see it and give me something else to market instead of just titles and just in a graphic. Like, I needed something to kind of add some interest and color to it. So I came up with Grover the Otter because I'm a huge Disney fan. you can tell by my cover art, I love like mascots. I love IPs. I love brands. Okay, so that's kind of my vibe. I love it. That's my jam. That's what anytime a company comes up with like an identity, I eat it up. So Grover is that for me. Grover is the mascot for Grove Street FM, and he is an otter. He has a whole group of friends. I have written multiple children's books. I think I'm up to 6 now that feature him and starting a podcast, the adventures in a podcast, and meeting. They all have really good lessons in them. I try not to just, for these, I wanted it to be good in the world. So Grover has been in these Grove Street FM books talking about podcasting and low-key advertising Grove Street FM. But in 2024, y'all, I have probably the biggest project, the most one I've thrown money at personally, to be completely transparent, the biggest budgeted project I've done. I'm doing a series of graphic novels with Grover and crew in a comic book layout. And for the first time, it's not plugging Grove Street FM. He doesn't have the logo on his chest. So he has his sponsor mascot duties, but then I'm taking him and putting him in these adventures that do not include selling a product now. So he's kind of transcending the brand a little bit in my mind and becoming his own character, which I love. And I hope people will check it out. I know I'm goofy and I ramble a lot on this thing, but like the books I'm really proud of, they really have really good little stories. And a lot of them are plucked from things that have happened to me. And I've kind of just been inspired by an event or something that's happened in the studio. Just I jotted down, like you'll see the Spooky Podcast book that has an owl in it. No one knows this, but, and I'll end it with this story. I'll end this episode with this story. It's not really the happiest story, but after this episode, go listen to my parody songs. That'll cheer you up. So one day I come into the studio and I look around and I see, like, it looks like something has been in there. Nothing was broken into. The door was locked, but it just was kind of like, man, what is going on? There's like feathers or dust kicked up. And it was just kind of like, man, something's been in here. I don't know what. So I sit down, I record a couple of shows for customers that come in, and we do all that. And I'm just like, man, I have a feeling I don't know. So I start walking around the studio and just eating lunch and doing whatever, walk around the warehouse. And what do I find? Sadly, the cutest little owl had gotten in, couldn't get out, and we couldn't find him in time. He didn't make it, sadly. I know this episode just tanked in the emotional department. Maybe we do need a heart-wrenching thing. I was, listen, everyone listening right now, I was tore all to pieces the rest of the day about this little owl. So what I did, I felt inspired. I went out, I did my own little ceremony for him out behind the studio. Those of you listening who have been there, listen, I'll show you where he's at if you want to pay your respects. But it was the cutest little thing, and I felt so horrible that I needed to put an owl in a story. Okay? I just felt like I had to pay this little guy a tribute. So that's where this latest book, Grover the Otter and the Spooky Podcast, came from. That day, right after that, I sat down and said, I need to put this owl in a story of a podcast. Stuff like that happens. You feel inspired, it hits you, you do it, bam, done. Just like these songs. Listen, I watched Ernest Saves Christmas. It was time to express Christmas cheer. That's what I did. And this Kevin guy, keep calling. I want some more voicemails. I want some more voicemails from everybody. And this Kevin dude, he knows what's up.
And that's a wrap, folks.